Red 2 standing by, all 4 lit, and in the green, welcome back to Banjo-Kazooie Grunty's Revenge. We're once more down on the farm. Wrapping things up on the cliff farm will be the goal of today's episode. This is an admittedly pretty easy level. It won't really tax you that much, all things considered. And now we can learn our last move for the world.
Alrighty, good to see you brought enough of the glittery stuff. Try this useful roll attack. Just press B while you're on the move to send them reeling, and then have a try on the roll switch over there. Sounds like that's just the attack I'm looking for, Buzzeye.
So, our roll attack. In this game, it actually turns out pretty useful. It's easily probably your most commonly used attack because you're actually without Kazooie for a little while. Over there is Mumbo's hut, but we're not going into Mumbo's hut just yet. Still a bit to do. If we go over this way... Oh, you found all my chicks! Please bring them back safely. It's not very far to go and we get another Jiggy out of it. And speaking of monsters, there's basically one Gruntweed and a few Whiplashes. It's really not that hard, really not that much of a threat unless they go swimming.
I brought all your chicks back safe and sound.
Thank you. Please have this crusty bit of straw-coloured stuff that I found. Which conveniently is a Jiggy and just not really dirty straw. That would be kind of awkward. So there we go, 7 of those. If we head up onto these, onto here, and get our timing right on the climbing, we get ourselves another empty honeycomb. Now let's quickly pop into the Bluff Barn. There's our rolling attack. And we can squeeze into that hole in the barn. Hit this rolling attack, roll switch, and this is going to take us to the boss. Now, there were going to be more bosses included in this game, but unfortunately, they've only got 2, Klungo and Gruntilda. Klungo is the boss of this world. Warped away to Klungo's lab in a flash.
Klungo make grunty monsterized crop of grunt weeds and whiplashes for Gruntilda. If Klungo's GM baddies make Grunty happy, Klungo show Mistress Bear Removal formula next.
I think Klungo's voice has varied. That's probably a bit of a zoom.
How Bear got past Witchy Warp and into Klungo's secret room? Klungo give Bear taste of new formula.
So, Klungo basically battles kind of the same way he did in Tooie. Attack him when his guard is down, and watch out for his attacks. If you keep moving, Klungo's really not going to have much chance to hit you. Try to hit him within the time limit, but it's not really that pressing. He's not exactly the most dangerous opponent going around. If you need to heal, you can grab the honeycombs up there. Of course, since this is the first boss, it's fairly easy. And there we are.
Oh, Klungo had enough bashing for now. Klungo go help Grunty get ready to make Bear skin rug.
Klungo does wind up turning into a bit of a masochist as it happens. The poor guy gets beaten by Gruntilda so many times it's not funny. There we are, we get ourselves another jigsaw and this.
What a brave bear, you've knocked some magic out of Grunty and Klungo. Take this token to Mumbo Jumbo, the witch doctor. He might be able to find a use for it.
So, of course, Mumbo will be able to, and Mumbo provides us with some pretty handy transformations along the way. If we head up here, we saw that familiar hut. And just listen to the music. So much about this screams 1970s. I mean, you've got the lava lamp, you've got the retro speakers, you've got the throw rugs. There's even a disco ball that comes down when Mumbo actually works his magic. Like, just for the sake of it, I'm now going to put a particularly horrible image in your head. Imagine everything being introduced with curtains opening and Mumbo Jumbo lying on a circular waterbed with a leopard skin throw rug that just rotates into view, bringing Mumbo in that classic ready for lovemaking pose with slightly kitschy disco music playing. You couldn't get more 70s than that. Have fun and let's talk to Mumbo.
Banjo have new totem for Mumbo magic. Mumbo hope this turn out alright. Mumbo change Banjo to something now?
So, our transformation for this world is a mouse. It's useful though, it is actually pretty useful. And the colour pad on the floor, note the disco ball there, I'll get to that shortly.
Mumbo call this mouse. Use mouse to squeeze into small passages. Use A to jump and nibble things with B. When Mumbo magic get weak, Mumbo warn Banjo to step back and return to area of strong magic.
So yeah, you'll actually note that the markings on the floor actually denote the 4 transformations. There are 4 in this game because actually Kazooie serves in lieu of the transformation in the next level. We do have to avoid combat though. Thankfully the mouse is fairly quick. Collect all 5 Jinjos and it shows us
the Jinjos are united. Your reward awaits!
So, there we go. It shows us where the Jinjo Oracle is, in case we forgot. And let's head on out to the final area we need to explore. The mouse can't jump very high, which I suppose is understandable. Sneak into the Crag Mill, and we'll be able to get ourselves the empty honeycomb. Drop through here, and we'll be able to pick up the last of our notes as well. That one there I missed when I was playing for the first time just recently. Took me a little bit of time to just find it.
Well done, Banjo. You collected all 100 notes. That's gotta be a record.
And if we go over here, nibble that. Wait, how did I have to go back through there, don't I? Sometimes the perspective in this will really stitch you up. It can be a bit awkward trying to navigate depending on the perspective, but overall, not too... I think I actually stuck the landing and went right in the hole. No, I almost did. Now I actually did have to go in the hole. Unfortunately, can't go out that way, but we're pretty much all done with Cliff Farm. All we need to do is return to Mumbo, go back to being Banjo, and then we're good to go. But if you wind up leaving areas where Mumbo is located, there we are. We will be teleported back. Head into the 1970s pad. Jam to the music and let's go back to being Banjo. And Mumbo will work his transformation magic once more, bust a few moves, and we are Banjo. Just one thing to do, we'll head back to the Jinjo Oracle right near the start, pick up that Jiggy, and we'll get a little bit of a briefing on the next level. We've done pretty well, all things considered. This isn't a hard level to actually clear. Probably the biggest weaknesses of the level is in this game, they're really, really simple. Which is honestly kind of sad, but at the very least, they're still incredibly enjoyable. It's quite an entertaining game in its own right, a lot of fun. At least I find it to be a lot of fun. But you will find yourself wishing there was a bit more, even though there are obvious issues with the Game Boy Advance cartridge size. Still gets a pretty decent game out of everything.
All the Jinjos have been found on the farm. I only hope the Briegle Beach Jinjos will be as lucky.
Talk to the... Alright, so that's all we get. That's the only information we have, that Briegle Beach is our second level. Let's go and open that up. Head on back to the Jiggy Temple, and we have to talk to the Jiggy Priest. You have collected enough Jiggies to enter Briegle Beach. I will open the gateway for you. You've heard this all before. Just go and do this stuff because I'm not able to, conveniently. I'm not going to tell you very much more. My dialogue is going to be the same for the rest of the game, so you're just going to ignore me, aren't you? Very well. You know, it's kind of quiet in here. We don't even get McJiggies. So, all the way across Spiral Mountain, past some areas we can climb, conveniently showing us where to go, is the entryway to Briegle Beach. And we very nearly have enough Jiggies to get into level 3. Now, given that there are some fairly simple requirements to actually get into the next levels, there is something quite tricky that's done to sort of hold us back a little bit. One of the Jiggies in one of the levels actually requires a transformation from a later level, the very last one. So we're not able to just breeze into the final level without going into that world. We can at least head to Spiral Rise. Whoa, that's nasty. Surprise tentacles, that's never gonna go down very well. And there we go, we get ourselves another Jiggy out of nowhere. Yeah, no surprise tentacles, thank you very much. That's creepy. Anyway, block of ice. We can't do anything about that just yet, and we won't be able to until near the end of the game. Now, over this bridge is our titular Spiral Mountain, but we can't do very much about the challenge here without a certain move. I also tried to press the A button to jump out of the roll as if I was playing Donkey Kong. We do at least get another Jinjo. And unfortunately, I have to make my way back around. That's a bit of a bummer. But could be worse, all things considered. So, for most of the Jiggies that have switches focused on them, like at the top of the Spiral Mountain, you will actually need the Talon Trot. So let's squash that. There's the head of a jingling statue. We can't do anything about this just yet. We can't proceed past this area, but we can go in and talk to Honey Bee. Her hive is back. Hi there, Big Bear. I'm Honey Bee. Have you come for some of my honey?
Hello, Miss Bee. I'm Banjo. How can I get my hands on those honeycombs of yours?
Phrasing, Banjo. Phrasing, man.
Well, Banjo, collect the empty honeycombs that you find, and I'll add them to your life bar when you have enough. Looks like you're ready for me to give you an extension.
There's so much in this game that can well, so much in any of Rare's games that really can be taken as a bit of an innuendo. Let's be honest on that one. Some of them are double entendres, some of them are just flat out single entendres. Can I... Actually, if I take a running start, I can actually stick it. I stuck the landing. I'm a bit surprised on that. We can grab a few notes over here. We can't get that... So, those are basically our very bog standard grill chompers. We can at least get some notes over here because this is... That's where the third world entry is. Didn't go into the water. That water, however, is particularly damaging. Nonetheless, we can actually get that with a later move. But if I go down this way, we're actually right where we need to be for the second world. I'll get the notes on the bridge and then we can wrap things up for this one. Not too bad, all things considered. Our next world is Briegle Beach and I'll see you in there. Thank you very much for joining me. Till next time, this is Red 2, returning to base.